The Rock is out to betray Roman Reigns. Roman Reigns himself has a history of betraying his family. Seth Rollins historically has betrayed Cody Rhodes on several occasions now. Basically what I'm trying to say is this tag match that will main event night 1 of WrestleMania is full of traitors. There are traitors in the mix everywhere you look. Except for Cody, obviously. Cody's love. Oh my god. He's the one we least expect. So now he's the one I most expect. My brain is wrinkled. There are traitors amongst us, and they each have their own motives and interests to raise hell and wreak havoc. WrestleMania is coming up faster than you'd think. Who's going to turn on who and why? I'm going to go through the motives of The Rock, Roman Reigns and Seth Rollins to work out who is going to turn on who. Beware potential spoilers ahead, but really they're just the storytelling. Let's start with The Rock, who has got to be disappointed with how this one turned out. The Rock came back purely to face Roman Reigns, but that option has been pulled out. The rug has been pulled from under him and Cody Rhodes has been placed back into that position of authority. He must be incredibly disappointed that that match didn't go ahead, even though we can say with confidence it will eventually happen. The Rock wanted it then and The Rock wants it now. That disappointment can very easily turn to resentment. The Rock did still want Roman, and in fact still does, but instead he switched sides, aligning with Roman Reigns over a perceived slight by Cody Rhodes. A very minor slight. A phrasing that wasn't quite accurate, where The Rock reacted to Cody Rhodes attacking his family, which didn't happen unless you count the regular beatdowns he gave to Roman, Solo, Jimmy also gets beat up a lot. Now, The Rock clearly does not like Cody Rhodes, and they've gone into quite a bit of detail as to why. It's not the standard, I'm a heel, you're a face, let's throw down situation. Cody Rhodes has actually already betrayed The Rock. Cody Rhodes made a promise to The Rock that he would step aside, allowing The Rock to go on to WrestleMania and face Roman Reigns. Cody Rhodes then broke his word, broke his promise. Really, first and foremost, Cody Rhodes has already started betraying people. You can kind of see where The Rock's coming from. The Rock has already dedicated more than an hour of promo time to explaining this, some of which was just wasted calling Seth a clown emoji several times. But when it comes to Cody, we haven't yet heard his reasoning, why he would betray The Rock in this manner, what would cause him to turn up at the press conference and say, "You, no, bad, no, bad boy." The Rock also openly does not like Seth Rollins. I don't think I need to explain a reason for this. You guys also see Seth Rollins, right? He is the traitorist of traitors, and he's usually quite proud of it. The Rock has acknowledged his tribal chief. He's accepted that Roman is at the head of the table, except he hasn't, for several reasons. The promo before it was announced that The Rock was returning to take on Roman Reigns, he did say, should The Rock sit at the head of the table, and it certainly got a lot of tongues wagging on the good old-fashioned internet telephones. He also technically outranks Roman Reigns. This is a real genuine thing. Amongst that family there are positions of authority, of which The Rock is above Roman. How long that will last, I'm not sure. Roman is very much elevating himself and his family, but The Rock is still there right now. Historically as well, The Rock likes his gold. He didn't actually spend that long in the WWE during his first and most memorable run in the Attitude Era, but he definitely picked up a lot of gold in that time. Multiple Intercontinental and World Championships, as well as European Championships as well. The biggest risk of cursing a sudden and inevitable betrayal, for me, is the potential for embarrassment. The Rock has endorsed Roman Reigns, much like the Royal Rumble in 2014 when The Rock was booed for endorsing Roman Reigns. He's sensitive to criticism, as we've seen with how threadbare his overall aesthetic is when it comes to Cody Rhodes saying anything about family. The Rock is fragile, which is a new element to The Rock that we haven't seen before. Roman Reigns would easily cause fury with the entire family if he does not pick up the win at WrestleMania. For me, what I see is that being a turning point. If The Rock turns on Roman Reigns, I can see it after Roman loses the championship at WrestleMania. But he could also turn on Roman at the end of night 1 and declare he's just going to take Cody's spot anyway. Particularly if they win the tag match, Cody gets pinned. Well, The Rock's already beaten him. Why would he have to let him go on and take Roman when he's already broken his word? The Rock, for me, the most likely traitor. But who says you can't have more than one traitor? Let's move on to Roman Reigns now, because he could still also turn on The Rock. The Rock, first and foremost, is edging his way into the Bloodline. The Rock's doing more edging than many of us are comfortable with. Roman Reigns is in charge of the Bloodline. He's shown that he doesn't fully trust The Rock by saying, firstly, you have to acknowledge me. He made the audience in Arizona declare their acknowledgement nice and early, 3 times in fact, but The Rock, he wanted on an individual basis. Not only is Roman Reigns trying to avoid the same fate as Farouk way back in the Nation of Domination, he can also see the future. The Rock is trying to make him wrestle, and Roman actually does not like wrestling. This is a really interesting part of his character that I quite like. Since he returned in 2020, he has very little interest in wrestling, and that's the storyline reason that he's never there. He doesn't want to be, so he just doesn't turn up, and the WWE can't do anything because they'll lose their gold if they kick him out. He wants to stack people up and walk away. He wants to wreck everything and leave. Let's not forget, when he won the World Championship, the Universal Championship that he still carries, he wasn't there for the match. He turned up, he hit a couple of spears, he covered Braun Strowman, and he walked away. That was the entire match. That's all he did. Bray Wyatt and Braun Strowman went to war. Roman Reigns just turned up, covered someone, and left with the championship. The Rock's trying to make him wrestle. I can understand why Roman would be genuinely upset with this. Roman also has an image to maintain as the head of the Bloodline. He can't have someone undermining him, and this is something that he's going to be very aware of because he's proven to be sensitive to betrayal. Paul Heyman very nearly betrayed him with Brock Lesnar. He managed to snuff that one out, but he also had problems with Jay. Jimmy never turned on Roman. Nope, never, didn't happen. Did not happen. Nope, didn't happen. Because if it did, then Jay versus Jimmy at WrestleMania really doesn't make sense. This is before we even consider #TheGold. Roman has a record-setting championship reign ongoing. He needs to protect that. For Roman, the possibility of being a traitor is all based on, can he protect what he has? Can he keep what he has? Can he conserve like the true conservative Republican that he is? I can see Roman turning on The Rock, but only with a couple of possible caveats to it. Only if he retains the championship, or if it's somehow The Rock that costs him the gold. We know Roman versus The Rock is coming. The end of WrestleMania should be the first step to get us there. I do not see Roman and The Rock ending WrestleMania on particularly good terms. Seth freaking Rollins, yes, that's his legal middle name, is the traitorist of traitors, and hey, what's one more? I know he should be focusing on Drew McIntyre. I definitely think he should be focusing on Damian Priest. Instead, he seems oddly focused on backing up Cody Rhodes, doesn't he? Seth didn't need to be involved in this. His motives are incredibly questionable. It seems like an offhand comment from Roman Reigns brought Seth into this because he believes that his title is worth as much as the Universal title. It's not, but that's what he believes. So in many ways this comes down to delusion. Roman is the top champion, Seth Rollins wants to be the top champion. If that's the case, Seth, you needed to get yourself in the Royal Rumble and get an opportunity to challenge Roman Reigns yourself. Not right now, just sort of weaseling your way in, backing up Cody who has beaten you a lot quite recently. Seth might want the top gold and not the backup gold, but the backup gold is what he has. He could focus on making his match with Drew McIntyre the main event. Instead, he's worried about Cody? The Rock? Why does any of this matter to him? That's got me concerned about the traitor of traitors. We also have to add in a little bit of real life sort of behind the curtain stuff. Seth Rollins' contract ends just after WrestleMania. If he leaves without the World Heavyweight Championship, and with no contract, that certainly raises a lot of questions, so a little bit of traitorhood, why not? If it's on your way out the door, you might as well stab someone in the back while you're doing it. I don't see Seth turning, just to be clear, but if he does, it will likely be after a loss to The Rock, where he would attack Cody, lose his title at WrestleMania, and then vanish into the ether. That would set up storylines for when he returns, primarily as a heel, to get beaten up by Cody Rhodes some more. Much like good old-fashioned beat up John Cena, beat up Seth Rollins would be a good trend. That's not all though. I can see you clicking off the video, but it's not over yet, guys, because you thought I forgot about Cody Rhodes? Cody Rhodes has a bit of traitorous blood in him too. Now let's not mess around here. This is darkest timeline stuff. Cody Rhodes is the darkest timeline. Him turning heel, the American Nightmare, would definitely bring a whole darkness across WWE. And that's why I kind of secretly want it. Now, he could be working with The Rock to hand the bloodline to The Rock. This is being posited, particularly with The Rock doing the whole thumbs thing that he tends to do. That Cody and The Rock are actually in agreement, and there's this whole thing, particularly with how tiny the slight was between Cody and The Rock, is a massive work between them. The Rock is so incredibly sensitive, but Cody Rhodes is not one of them. He stepped out, he stepped back in, he's not the same level of sensitive. Cody Rhodes might have forgiven Seth, but he doesn't have to. Seth Rollins, after Cody Rhodes was massively injured, lost a match to an injured Cody Rhodes at Hell in a Cell and still attacked him the next night. Cody Rhodes might not like Seth. Again, for obvious reasons. Seth is the traitorist of traitors. You know, do unto others before they do unto you. Not only that, but Seth literally will not leave him alone. Cody Rhodes does not want him there, but Seth won't go away. Now, I don't see a turn coming, particularly given that Cody Rhodes was sort of incidentally turning heel in AEW, and that's believed to be one of the reasons that he left. But wouldn't this be the biggest story of all? Cody and The Rock turn on Seth and Roman for night one. Cody ends the night with his arm raised from The Rock. The Rock helps Cody win the title, and then in the main event of WrestleMania, after holding that title aloft, Cody turns on The Rock too, being the ultimate merc in the process. I gotta be honest, I'd be very sports entertained. Who do you have turning on who and how? Fantasy book for me in the comments, and if you want the full WrestleMania card as it sits right now, click on the video that's on your screen as we speak. Thank you and goodbye.